With us now is McCain campaign spokesman Tucker Bounds. Tucker, good to see you.
Good to see you.
People are probably noticing the noise on the microphones. It feels like we've angered the heavens.
Yes.
I'm not sure, but it is dumping on us. Well, I think they have a picture of it outside. This doesn't tell the story. I mean, it's raining.
It's driving.
What is the... It almost feels like, I mean, if you look at classic political tactics and strategies, it almost feels like we now have the kitchen sink being thrown, and we're sort of diverting attention from the issues. Is that unfair?
Well, I don't think it's entirely accurate, because what we're really doing is talking about credibility, and Americans want a leader that's credible on the economy, and we want to be able to talk about the economy in true terms. What we've seen is Barack Obama out on the campaign trail saying things to American voters about his tax record, about his record of spending that aren't truthful.
Yeah, but you know what?
It
seems like what a lot of people want to hear is, what's our fix? And the answer may be there is no fix. But it seems like people want to hear, John McCain, what are the specifics of what we need to do? And the email suggests they don't feel like they're getting it.
Well, I think what they'll see tonight is what they saw a little bit of yesterday from John McCain, which is we need to understand how we got here in this problem. We need to understand how we can better make our regulations more effective. And we also need to be critical of what Barack Obama is saying on the campaign trail, because what he's offering as a solution, higher taxes, even more spending.
But he says he's going to cut taxes for 95% of Americans. Have you read it?
That's what he says. Of course, yeah. I mean, if you believe what he says, I think that that you may have a different vote than if you actually look at his record and what he's actually done. Because if you do that, which is what we're encouraging, you'd see that he's voted in support of higher taxes 95 times in just 3 years, and he's also voted in support of higher taxes on the middle class. $42,000 a year for somebody in America gets a higher tax under votes that he's made. So what we're doing is drilling down on honesty and credibility. I think this debate will be a lot about Barack Obama's credibility and whether he's believable on the economy, because essentially we need a leader that will be honest with the American people about beating back government spending, keeping taxes low, and growing jobs. Not falsehoods and misrepresentations that we're getting from Obama.
We're getting a lot of Bill Ayers, and not that that's something you shouldn't talk about, but it just feels like all the last resort stuff. Carl Kamen was reporting a little while ago. All the last resort stuff seems to have come earlier than ever in any cycle. And Carl says you can look at the polls to find out why, because the sinking in the battleground states.
Well, and I think that what you're seeing too is that we need to establish a credibility argument, because Barack Obama's getting away with saying things that aren't true. So let's point to where he's obviously saying things that aren't true about his association with unrepentant terrorist Bill Ayers. These are things he's not been entirely forthright about. So we want to point the American people to that obvious falsehoods, and then move them into the economy, where they can then determine that this guy has a bad record on the economy. His plan is going to kill jobs, going to move people out of work. That's the last thing we need right now.
Tucker?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shep.
I wonder what would happen if it rained so hard that the tent fell down. I think that would make outstanding television. So may I suggest to you that